What's poppin', y'all? We might see something that we didn't have the opportunity to see 8 years ago in 2016, which is 50 Cent doing something with Donald Trump. It's no secret that 50 Cent and the majority of hip hop looked up to and had a lot of admiration and respect for Trump once upon a time, many, many years ago, throughout the 90s and even 2000s. But 2016, it was ripe hatred for the former president, who was a nominee at that point. But recently, with the events that transpired a couple of days ago, 50 Cent, a bunch of fans actually, started posting edits of Trump with 50 Cent's Many Men in the background. 50 Cent's Many Men jumped to top 10 on iTunes. Immediately after that incident, 50 Cent even tweeted the clip of Trump throwing his fist up and saying, "I know the vibes, we're all in trouble now," and saying, "Trump gets shot and now I'm trending, shrugs." And then he posts an alternative album cover for Get Rich or Die Trying with Trump's face on it instead. And then even at his performance in Boston, 50 Cent would go on to perform Many Men, and in the screen on the back, he would have Trump's face performing the song. You're probably seeing that clip play right now. Of course, I can't play the music. That's copyrighted. With that being said, I think even academics said they were trying to reach out to 50 Cent to have him do something with Trump at an upcoming rally. One thing I think we should take note of, though, is to rewind and go back to 2017 when 50 Cent talked about Trump's team offering him $500,000 to make an appearance. So I'm going to roll that clip for you guys right now.
If 50 came on and was like, "I don't want to be Donald Trump's friend," he might respond to that and be like, "I don't want to be your friend."
Yeah, like they asked me to go to a portion before he got elected. They was having issues with the African American vote.
You don't
They
say.
asked me to pay for 500. Wanted to pay me 500,000 as a part of the campaign to just make an appearance. And I was like, "Nah, that's not good money."
So you said no. You turned down Trump money.
Thank God.
Man, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, thank God. 50.
That's not worth it.
No, hell no.
You would be just remembering me every time you look at me like,
Oh,
Yeah.
you would have been getting crushed.
Yo,
too.
Kanye,
Yeah.
yo, me and Kanye not good.
So as you clearly heard, 50 Cent, keep in mind this is 2017, he wasn't too happy with, or it's not that he wasn't too happy, he was strategic with it. He knew the repercussions to my reputation and how much people that I want to like me and who already like me would turn and hate me for doing this is not worth it. However, even in 2017, if this had happened, I don't think 50 Cent would have shown support, had it up on the screen, because a bunch of people, the hate was indescribable back then for Trump. So I think 50 Cent is now looking around, and I think he's very sensitive to the situation in that he knows which way the market is right now. And I think he recognizes there is far, far less hate for Trump now than there was in 2016-17. And I don't know if this has to do with the algorithm, because back then it just seemed like 95% was just hatred. And now it seems like it's maybe 65-70% that are supporting and 30% that are hating. Perhaps they deboosted people back then. There was proof of that they admitted to it, Twitter. And now Twitter is, I don't know if they're boosting posts supporting him, whatever the case may be. But now it feels like things have changed. Even in real life, things have changed. Like, imagine Trump doing something in the South Bronx, a rally there 8 years ago. That just wasn't going to happen. So I think it's more realistic now that 50 Cent shows up, maybe dabs Trump up. I don't think he has to full on endorse the guy, although it's going to be seen as an endorsement anyway. The real question, though, is with how much more favorable Trump is now to a wider demographic as well, I don't think that $500,000 offer still stands. That $500,000 offer had baked into it, like, hey, we know you're taking a reputational risk here. But now, it might even help 50 Cent. If they're playing the song in the background, streams pop up for that, 50 Cent ends up winning. Trump, of course, ends up winning. I don't think he needs it. That's the thing. He doesn't really need 50 up there, but it would be a very, very big moment if he had 50 up there. And I think 50 is considering it right now. I don't know if he's going to do it. I think he's going to ask a bunch of people. But I think 50 Cent is more so looking at the general public's opinion, especially within hip-hop, as opposed to a radio personality, right? So if Rosenberg, for instance, I think he's still like really, really has a lot of hate in his heart for Trump. If Rosenberg would say, damn, I'm disappointed 50 did this, blah, blah, blah. But all the comments on IG and Twitter and everywhere else are like, yo, 50's real for this. This is a legendary moment. I think 50 would take it. It's just that when both of those sides, the radio personalities, I guess you could call it the higher-ups, as well as the masses are hating, then it's 100% not worth it. And it's very, very difficult to even attempt to recover from. You kind of got to be yay to where people would tolerate it at the peak and be willing to not forgive, but not care. And they would all voice their opinion, and everyone voiced their opinion, but they still listen whenever Ye drops something new. The difference is that I think 50 Cent's relationships are an important part of his career now. He can't just drop new music. And don't get me wrong, of course he can, but that's not his main career right now. Ye, it's music. Music and clothes. People are going to buy those. People are going to buy the music and the sneakers. Not even really the clothes that I think about it. Unless it's merch related to an album or music. This is deviating into a Ye tangent, and I don't want that. But you guys get my point. 50 Cent, a lot of it is, from what I've seen, TV, production, things like that. And a lot of that is reputation. So if people don't like him, and being liked. So if people don't like him, they might just say, hey, we're going to pull the plug on this. But I don't think that's the case. We're seeing some billionaires that would have never supported Trump now throwing their whole endorsement behind him, especially after the shooting happened. Like people like Bill Ackman, Elon Musk, which I don't think was a surprise to many people, Elon Musk, but Bill Ackman was a very big surprise. I feel like a bunch of people don't even know who that is. But yeah, for 50, would I do this if I was 50 Cent? I would strongly consider how it was going to be done. So if they got 50 Cent up there looking like he's just shilling, then I wouldn't do it. But if they've got 50 Cent up there, you know, like he walks in, they play the background music, he raps a line or two, even if he doesn't rap a line or two, he just says something about, oh, they got really high taxes in New York, right? Because I think one of the propositions Trump made was cutting corporate tax rate to 15%. That was one of the things that 50 Cent had actually spoken about years ago when Biden was going into office. So he was saying, oh man, this tax rate is crazy in New York. I got to move up out of here. Yo, we might need Trump back. What's going on with Biden? So that's a moment. So that could be something that 50 plays on, something that would be within his character and would make people laugh or make people be like, oh, that's a pretty cool moment. But if he's just looking like a shill, I wouldn't do it in that scenario. But if we look at Chef G, Sleepy Hollow, who granted have a lot less to lose than 50 Cent, I don't think they really came off as shilling either. It was borderline. I will say that. It was very, very borderline. And I think they had to be given something to say because what else would they say? It's a different situation. Who else? Who else did they bring up? That's all I can really remember off the top of my head. It might have been some other people, but they were probably just not relevant enough for me to remember them off the top of my head. And I just don't really pay attention to these rallies, so unless something comes up on my feed that has to do with an artist, I likely wouldn't have even known that it happened. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, I'd like you to be unbiased. Just think, what benefits does 50 Cent have from doing this? Would it be a good idea for him to do it? And in what context would it be a good idea for him to do it? If it's a bad idea, also propose that. I like running these little experiments. I'm usually running them in my own head, so it's a lot more fun when I can see other people's thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.